Now, off screen, I went ahead and named this layer and saved my file. Notice it's a PSD now, not a JPEG anymore. So we're protected. I'm going to go ahead and hit the letter F so that we can get in full screen mode, have a little more real estate on this tiny laptop for the next step. Now, when I did this originally, I just kind of burned through this because I wanted to see if it would work. We're going to take a little more care, and we want to get the best image possible to work with. So I'm going to go ahead. This is a smart object. I'm not working on the background layer. I'm working on a smart object. Go up to Filter and choose Camera Raw. Now when Camera Raw opens, make sure it's full screen. Click this little green button so you can go full screen, see maximum real estate. Now, like I've told you before, just click Auto. If it works, great. If it doesn't, go back to default. Click Auto. Ooh, that seemed to brighten it up. If you hit the letter P, there's the before and after. I like that. Now, the radial blur depends on edges, and it's really going to play with edges, especially our focal point right here. So if we want to highlight these edges, clarity is one of the things that will bring emphasis on changes between luminosity right here. So if I crank clarity all the way up, we get some weird banding here. We get some different stuff happening that's strange. If I take that back down to 0, you're going to see it was there. All it's doing is bringing it a little more into focus, but we're also getting more visual interest all over the place. If I hit the letter P, you see before and after. Then there's color. Now we don't just want to take saturation all the way up, but vibrance, what happens if we do? Now sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Every image is different. This one gives kind of a blue tint. The blue in the windows washes over and starts to enter into the white a little bit. That could be cool. We can always come back and edit this because it's done on a smart object. If it doesn't work out, we can come back and edit the smart filter to change our results. Now, there's a lot of other things we can do. I've played around with cranking up the sharpening, and over sharpening is really a bad idea, generally. But for what we're doing, maybe not so bad. And you can play with the radius. You can just play around and see what works best for you. And I'm not going to spend an enormous amount of time. The HSL grayscale in the luminance channel, you can change individual settings because we got so much blue. You can see we could really affect the blue all over the place. And I'm not so sure I want to do that. So I'm just going to zero that back out. Last but not least, and you don't have to stop here, I'm just going to try dehaze. What happens if I crank up dehaze a little bit? What is happening? So if I hit the letter P again, there's the before, there's the after. There's a lot more we can do. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and accept this and say, here are our camera raw adjustments. And we can always turn this smart layer on and off to see the before and after, but we've already done that in camera raw. So when we return, we'll actually get down to the blur. We have prepared our image, and that is a critical component of what we're doing.